What's up guys, and welcome back to some more Hypixel Skyblock IRONMAN. Today is a very special episode as we are taking on the final boss of Skyblock, at least for the current update. The Nether's not out, and that'll probably add a harder boss. But as of my recording of this is the considered final boss of the game. We're going to be going into Enderman Slayer and taking on Tier 4 Endermen. Now, you may be thinking, is that even possible with your gear? You don't even have an atom split. You don't have 10,000 kills on your final destination even. How are you going to do that? And let me tell you, this is a very incredible episode. And going into this, I didn't think we stood a chance. But, well, it's just, you'll have to see what happens. It's quite amazing. Anyways, if you guys are still enjoying the Iron Man episodes, hit the like button down below. And if you can help me out a little bit, hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 100,000. I think we're over 95,000 now. So if you want to be a part of the under 100k gang, this is literally one of the last videos on my channel where you can hit that subscribe button and join the under 100k gang. So if you could just do that, it's completely free. You can always unsub if you end up not liking my content down the road. But for now, hit that button. And without further ado, hope you enjoy this very special episode. Real quick, I want to say a lot of you have been asking for my gemstone overlay, the thing that makes these glass blocks turn into like actual gemstone blocks. And I've said that I wasn't going to release it, but I'm proud to say that we did just release it in my Discord server. I want to give a massive shout out to Lucy for letting me use her block to actually make this this overlay. It's part of Stardust X256, and again, thank you to Lucy for actually letting me put that block into this gemstone overlay and share it with you guys. So if you want this overlay for yourself, go ahead and join my Discord server. Link is down in the description for my Discord server. And in the texture pack channel, find the gemstone overlay. It should be like in the very most bottom of the texture pack channel. If you want this, a lot of you are asking, so consider this a little pre-100,000 subscriber gift. And thank you so much for the amazing support recently. And let's get to 100,000 really soon. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the Enderman Slayer stuff. Real quick, I want to give you a walkthrough of my gear and the stats of the boss. If you haven't seen the actual stats of it, the Voidgloom Seraph Tier 4 is the final boss in all of Slayer. It's the last one. The last level. It has 300 million health and has all these different abilities. It takes a while to explain them, but it gets pretty crazy. You have to like run for beacons, look at heads, jump over beams. It's pretty crazy. But essentially, what this Slayer is a massive Enderman, and we have to take it out. So if you're curious on the gear I will be using to take on this challenge, I will be using pretty much everything in my inventory except for this bow. So starting off with my main sword, I will be using a Suspicious Vorpal Katana with Hot Potato Books and Fuming Potato Books. It has a fine Jasper gem. I don't have the Sapphire gem actually, which is kind of dumb, but I don't. Enchants, we're going ultimate-wise, and then a lot of tier 6 enchants. Basically every single one that I owned. And then I have a Ruby Power Scroll for the extra strength, or is that a Jasper Scroll? I forgot. Whatever one gives the strength, I have that scroll on. So there's our main sword. Then we also have an aspect of the end, which is actually pretty important. I'll explain why in a bit. We have, of course, our Valkyrie, which is to use the Wither Shield ability. Now, you may be saying, why didn't you turn this into a Skilla? And that's actually because of a small bug where when you're attacking something and you quickly switch to your item that has the Wither Shield, the crit damage doesn't actually update for over a second. If you watch on the tab bar, if I quickly swap, you'll see it takes a second before my stats actually change. It's really quick. But it takes like a good second for that stat to actually change. So making this a Skilla would mean I would have to hold it for like 2 or 3 seconds before I can actually use Wither Shield. And that's downtime. We can't have that during this boss. So that's why it's a Valkyrie. It doesn't really matter. Next up is the Soul Whip, and this is a Mana Steel Soul Whip. So basically whenever I'm holding right click, it casts a little beam out, and when it attacks enemy, it restores mana. This is useful for the boss during the hits phase, where it's immune to regular damage and you just have to hit it a bunch of times, and the beam phase, where it's also immune for a good like 10 seconds. You can use this to regenerate your mana. Next up is my primary healing item, the Wand of Atonement. 170 health every second for 7 seconds, pretty easy to explain item. I'll have this on constantly. Next up is the Overflux we worked super hard for. 100% base mana regen, so double mana regen, heals 2.5% of your max health for 5 seconds, increases all heals by 5%, including the wand, the absorption, anything that gives me healing increased by 5%, and 25 strength. Not a huge buff, but hey, it's definitely worth placing. Moving on to the newest addition of our team is the Pigman Sword, with ultimate wise to lower the mana cost, This will give me 300 defense and do a tiny bit of damage every single time I right-click it, which is pretty darn good, definitely good for surviving. And the second to last item is the Endstone Sword. A couple of you guys recommended this, and I found a way to make it work, and I'll show you a little bit how this works, but basically it eats all your mana, and assuming it uses at least 250 mana, you gain 50% damage resistance to all damage. This is basically a last case scenario where if I'm almost dead, the boss is almost dead, I'm almost out of mana, I right-click this, and it might barely save my life, and well, you'll see what happens during the boss fights. Next up is the Summoning Ring. This is with 3 Master Mode, 3 Tank Zombies. Pretty self-explanatory. I use it. I can only summon 2 right now because I don't have a Reaper Mask on. And they basically just sit there and do the hits phase for me. A lot of people were saying to use like 4 or 5 of these things, but I found 3 to be the sweet spot because it's the best balance between them clearing the hits phase out and not blocking my face when I'm trying to hit the boss. So that's all of our regular items. One important thing that I will be using that is actually a huge importance is the Soulflow Pile Talisman. This basically gives me 200 overflow mana. And that only happens once during the boss, but I actually didn't understand what overflow mana was until I fought this boss. I thought overflow mana increased your maximum mana cap kinda, so I would have like 1368 mana out of 1100. But what it actually does is it lets you use abilities once you hit 0 mana. So if you're out of mana, you can still use abilities and it digs into that Soulflow, the overflow mana. So if you're at, 0 mana because you just use your Endstone Sword, but you need to heal up, you can still use the Wand of Atonement and it'll use 120 out of your 200 overflow mana. So this is extremely important, especially for the very end of the boss when you have to use the Endstone Sword. And the last item is going to be the Enderman pet. This is actually going to be my pet of choice for the boss because it makes me take 21.9% less damage from the boss itself. And the second ability I won't be using as much, but it is really nice. It pretty much increases my damage for 5 seconds whenever I teleport with the Aspect at the end. This is the only reason the Aspect at the end is still in my hotbar. So I pretty much just, whenever I'm fighting the boss, every couple seconds, I just quickly teleport on the ground, and I'll do a pretty large amount of extra damage. I just have to keep doing that every 5 seconds, so it's not something I'm going to have on all the time, but that's pretty much it. So if you wanted to know pretty much the bare minimum for how to kill a tier 4, you probably won't get away with anything less than this. Oh, and for my armor, just Final Destination, Wisdom 3, Ancient, Hot Potato Books, and between 5 and 10k kills. I would really recommend getting more kills than I have on the summer because this was a painful boss to fight. But I guess without further ado, let's just show the fight. I would show all the fails, but I deleted them out of rage because there was like 150 some odd fails me trying to take out this stupid boss. And there's no point in really showing me dying, so I guess, here we go! Here is the Tier 4 Enderman taken completely by myself. By the way, shoutouts to Hyamaz, he's in the call, and he's the one that told me to use Wither Shield at the very end, so if you're wondering who was talking during the fight, it's that guy. Anyways, let's just show the boss. This was actually the first attempt of the day, so I'm deciding to show the entire clip of spawning the boss and killing it, just so you know that everything went pretty much as planned, so I guess enjoy the entirety of one Tier 4 Enderman Slayer.
Or you could probably just take it out and then just put it back in later.
It'll use the vanilla one if I take it out. So I just make it like 1 pixel.
1 pixel.
Yeah. I mean, I have the actual animation off, so it doesn't like hurt my eyes or anything. And then I like color coded the Enderman and all of the different phase things that it does.
Yeah.
So this should work a lot better than yesterday. I mean, yesterday I kind of just started fighting them on the fly without any real preparation.
Yeah, I'm still gonna shut up during 3rd phase because it seems like you can pretty easily get to 3rd phase. But once you're there, you kind of need to concentrate. So I'll just shut up when that happens.
Alright.
It's just pure concentration. I can definitely see the Shelmet being useful as well as a hindrance in some cases.
Oh, crap. They said not to stand to the left of it. I forgot.
Yeah.
Did I even place my flux that time?
I'm not sure. Like yesterday, you said, what's it called? Crap, I'm forgetting I just forgot everything that I was gonna say. Okay, yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Never mind. Wait, I wonder. You know how there's like a timer for when the Wither impact ability runs out, so that way you can get the healing back? I wonder if they have that.
I cannot
for like the
focus.
10-second
I can't hear you, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Like, I can, but the words are just going right over my head.
Okay. Oh, wait. Make sure to Wither Shield as soon as it gets back into the damaging phase.
Yes!
Oh, that's so
nice. My god.
Oh, I'm not even the one fighting it in my heart right now.
Okay, give me a sec.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I did that, let alone first try after getting in the right headspace, getting all of my mod stuff kind of set up, ready for the different colors of the different phases. My mind is melted. I literally could not hear, like, the entire time. I was just like, focus on boss, focus on hotkeys. Shoutouts to Az for being in a call with me, especially helping with the tell me to use the Wither Shield there. My brain can't even focus right now because I just took out the hardest boss in Skyblock right now. I cannot believe we did that, let alone did it with a literal Vorpal Katana, not even an Atom Split. Imagine needing an Atom Split, imagine needing 10k kill Final Destination. All you need is a dream and a lot of attempts. It's been over a day since I took out that boss, and I still can't describe to you how overjoyed I am to have that boss taken out. I mean, to think, just a little over a year ago, I started this profile from nothing, and without using the auction house, without using the bazaar, without trading anyone, we've managed to take out the final Slayer boss in Skyblock, for now at least. And I can tell you right now, the hardest part of that boss is not getting the gear. It is maneuvering between all of the different things. I mean, think, how many abilities do I have right here? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, it's 8 different abilities plus the shifting of the armor that I have to think about using and pretty much play perfectly for over 3 minutes just to take this out, and I can't even think of what now. So I guess that is the question. What now? Well, it's officially time we start working towards the Terminator bow. If we search up the recipe here, this is the materials that we're going to be needing. We'll be needing a Judgment Core, which is a RNG drop once we hit level 7. We need 3 Null Blades, which is 27 Null Atoms. No. Yeah, 27 Null Atoms, 6 stacks of Quartz, I think. No, 3 stacks of Nether Quartz. 3 stacks of Null Ovoids, that's not too bad. 4 braided Griffin Feathers, which is 10 Griffin Feathers and some Stroll String, that's pretty easy. 2 stacks of Tarantula Silk, which once the Nether update comes out, this won't be too bad. I'll also get Terra 9 at some point, so those webs will be free. And then the last thing is these tessellated Ender Pearls, which is just an absurd amount of Ender Pearls and Lapis. But that was a Tier 4 Enderman solo taken out. I'm so happy that that has been done. And I definitely want to upgrade my gear before taking out more of these guys and before really getting into Enderman Slayer. But I think I'm going to call it there because I really don't want to do another one of those this episode. I mean, they're like 5 minutes long. So I guess that's going to be it for this episode of Iron Man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the break from the mining videos. I promise I only have one more mining video planned. And it is pretty much like the finale of the mining videos. So I guess look forward to that, but that's it for today's episode of Iron Man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Again, we are nearly at 100,000. So if you found any enjoyment out of this video and you made it to the end, you might as well hit that button. It's totally free, and getting to 100,000 has been a goal of mine for nearly 7 years of me running this channel. But that's it. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Take care.